This morning, I stayed home from work because of being sick with the stomach flu. I decided to get caught up on some of my messages and that stuff. While going through the messages, I received a message from Delaware Patriot, wondering if I had heard about what had happened in Odessa, Texas, apparently 2 days ago. That a group of patriots threw their arms up in the air, laid down their weapons, and were arrested and will now be declared felons. And reportedly, this is going on in other states across the country right now. Now, what happened in Odessa, Texas? Reportedly, a group of small business owners have decided to defy the lockdown order. They made the determination that they were going to reopen. This is after Governor Abbott made comments about all businesses are essential. So basically, the bar owner and a gym owner and a few others decided to call the governor's bluff, make them prove it. Now, before the bar opener did this, she notified the sheriff's department of what she was going to do. This bar owner's name is Gabrielle Ellison, owner of Big Daddy Zane's in Odessa, Texas. She notified them that there would be a group of armed patriots, a Second Amendment group, was going to be attending, and they were going to be armed there. They were going to be peaceful to make a presence. And Miss Ellison also notified the sheriff's department of what they were going to be doing, that they were going to be opening up, that they would be following social distancing and that, but they were going to be defying the governor's lockdown order and open their business. The sheriff's department reportedly said they didn't have a problem with that. Now, after they opened up, eyewitnesses in the area reported they seen sheriff's squad cars drive by multiple times. Now, the 6 patriots were reportedly a few hundred meters away from the bar, because under Texas law, you cannot be on the premise of an establishment that serves or sells liquor and be armed. And the premises also encompasses parking lots and areas around it that potentially are part of the business that is in the sale of liquor. These patriots were multiple hundreds of meters away. They were there peacefully. Someone reportedly made a complaint to the sheriff's department, is what it sounded like, and also made a complaint to the media about what was going on, that these people were defying the governor's order. So the sheriff's department showed up. They showed up with a federal government supplied armored personnel carrier that was trying to find the sheriff's name here, Mike Griff's. This APC was supplied to the sheriff's department under, I think it's called the 1033 program. And the sheriff's department tries to use this APC every chance they get. Well, before the sheriff's department showed up, reportedly media showed up and set up their cameras. And then the sheriff's department showed up and began their best interpretation of being thugs. The sheriff's department arrested 8 people. They arrested the bar owner for daring to violate the lockdown order. They arrested a patron who dared question the sheriff's department on the site why they were doing this and why they were arresting people, why they were confiscating firearms. Oh yes, and the 6 quote-unquote patriots were arrested outside. They've been charged with Class 3 felony for being armed at an establishment that serves alcohol. I will put links to some of these videos in the description of this video so that you can go through, look it over yourself. I will put some links to some stories and stuff also, some interviews, so you can make your own judgment. Now, the sheriff stated that he doesn't agree with what's going on in the state, but it's his job to follow the order because it's for the safety of the state. My question is, which state? Is he talking to government or the people? He also said that this was not a Second Amendment issue, this was not a Second Amendment rally, and that this was not a peaceful protest because these people were there armed and in body armor. He says that he's a Second Amendment supporter and he will not obey an order to seize weapons from the citizens of the state. I think he just proved he is willing to follow that order and will. And he also states, and I think he's doing this for his re-election when it comes up, he stated that when the governor gets to the point of violating the Constitution, then he'll draw the line. What truly pissed me off about this whole situation, though, is that these 6 patriots who were there, standing peacefully off on the side, they're supporting these business owners in their defiance of these unconstitutional orders locking people down. They didn't follow through. Instead, they threw their hands up, put their weapons down, and were hauled away. Is this the state of our country now? Will we listen to the redcoats as they come to our doorstep and state that for the safety of our state, we need to turn in our weapons? For the safety of our state, we need to stay locked up inside our homes indefinitely. If that's the case, our country is truly dead. And this means nothing. It's a worthless piece of cloth then, isn't it? We truly have pissed on the graves of the people that have died defending that flag, haven't we? What would I have done if I was there? Well, I would have stayed as calm as possible, and I would have brought up to the sheriff, does he believe in this order that he's enforcing? Well, from the sheriff's words, he doesn't, but he's enforcing it anyway. And then ask Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, Mike Griffiths, who looks like the love child of Boss Hogg and Roscoe P. Coltrane, if you don't catch the cultural reference, well, you're uncivilized. But I would have asked the sheriff, does he realize the situation he is in? Because he is confronting armed patriots, telling them to lay their weapons down and be arrested. Is he willing to die for an unlawful, unconstitutional order? But I guess it's only unconstitutional when he doesn't agree with it, isn't it?
Wake the fuck up, patriots! War is on your doorstep right now! Lexington is here! This time, are we going to turn over our arms at Lexington Green? Is the next group of patriots going to bend over, drop their pants, spread their cheeks like these cowards in Odessa? We all know this war needs to start. We need to bring back this country. But no one is willing to sacrifice themselves if needed. So you're willing to give up your last rights and then climb onto that cattle car and be sent to Dachau in Auschwitz. Do you not realize that is the type of thing you will face when you give up your arms? They are not going to let you stay in your homes with your families, watch football, drink your beer, and go to your meaningless jobs. Once you turn in your arms, you have an appointment with the pit. Cotton Forest is waiting for you. That ditch is waiting for you. Wake up. The next time a situation like this happens, you need to show those people that lost their lives on April 19, 1775. You're willing to follow their example if needed. I agree with Delaware Patriot. We need a major event to spark this off. But we may not get it. It may be something minor like this. People saying they've had enough. These 6 people in Odessa were there peaceful. They weren't threatening anyone, contrary to what the sheriff says. When they were confronted, they bent over. And they're in jail. The sheriff states that they will be charged for that Class 3 felony, and that they're considering other charges against them because they dared show up in public armed. Ask yourself, if you're in that situation, are you going to have the balls to do what needs to be done? To take a stand? They don't need to pull the trigger. Just stand there like a man and tell them you will not comply. If you're not willing to do that, this country truly is dead. I've said enough.